there's one thing in here that might be my favorite thing I've ever seen at a racing shop, and that is Homer Simpson edition weights with the big donut weights.
Hey, welcome.
Jay Frye.
Yes, sir.
Look at this, the Garage Rahal, as I call it. Ode to Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. Massive thank you to Mike Lanigan, the amazing effort by him, everybody involved here, David Letterman, Bobby Rahal, to create this beautiful shop. Home. This is your home, El Presidente of RLL. We're here, Battle on the Bricks weekend, defending winners here,
yes,
right,
sir.
with BMW.
Absolutely.
You guys just won one of them IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship races
Absolutely.
as well.
Beautiful
with
Road
the
America.
beautiful M Hybrid V8s. But wanted to come here and take a look at this shop. It is glorious. One of the bigger shops you will find, built recently within the last few years, houses your open wheel program. What we're here for, though, is sports cars.
Battle of the Bricks.
Right, great GT
Great
car
history.
here,
Yes,
part
sir.
of your GTLM history. You got GTP cars, though,
Yeah.
Jay, factory BMWs. So why don't we go take a look at where you care for and maintain and prepare those monsters. Then we'll look at some of the other things you have going on here at RLL. Help feed the crew, get the crew ready, make them ready to go into battle here at competition.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for coming. Again, I've never heard the Garage Rahal.
Yeah.
That's a new one. I've never heard that.
Not quite
We'll
Taj
use that.
Mahal,
We'll use
but
it. It's
Garage
awesome.
Rahal, so yeah,
But you're
little
going to
alliteration.
see, and I think everybody will get to see here in a minute, the amazing commitment from the ownership here. I mean, this facility's spectacular. I've been to most of the Cup shops, most of the F1 factories, that type of thing, and this is, I would say, second to none. It's as nice as any of them in the world. So I look forward to showing everybody more of the facility here in a minute.
Let's go. Jay Frye, we're here in the mezzanine looking down. This feels like we're at the BMW Zoo.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Right? We have these amazing creatures here. What a view overhead on this M Hybrid V8. Tell us about this space, the creation of this space where you have everything your crew, the mechanics, need, specialized content, all the tools and such right across. You've got race cars, spare, and more, everything getting readied for this weekend at the Battle on the Bricks. But tell us about this space, how you organize it for optimal use.
What is amazing, I mean, I don't think I've ever stood here and looked at the car like that. I mean, that's a bad, it's a badass looking car, right? Isn't that cool? Yeah, awesome. Well, one of the things you think about the whole facility here is you look at the light. Obviously, it's very well lit. Aesthetically, it's a good thing. It's a great place to work. If you just look at like you mentioned, everything is here in the facility. You go out those doors, like when the cars are set up, ready to go, they can push them through the doors, take a left, head to the trucks, transporters. So it's all kind of in one spot, self-contained.
Ergonomics,
easy access, ergonomics,
flow path to get things in and out.
Yeah, it's been very well thought out. And each side is obviously the same. The IndyCar team is on the other side. The IMSA team's BMW team's on this side. So it's a really nice facility.
So Jay, we have folks by and large who are getting ready for this weekend, end of day here, so don't have a full office space, but this is where your managers, engineers, technicians, right? This is where you have everybody looking over the shop floor as well, which make things work even easier, aren't disconnected.
So this is where all the IMSA engineers and managers sit, which you can see there's some of them that are still here. Many of them are gone for the day, getting ready to go for this weekend. But very practical, collaborative kind of work environment, if you can see. So it's very nice.
Mission control,
nice.
Jay
Yes,
Frye.
yeah.
We got marching ants here. You got all kinds of screens. We can't show the stuff over there.
No, it's top secret.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
But I love the fact that, as you would find, as you mentioned, in any top tier factory environment, team environment, you have full mission control. So keep in mind, you send your full fleet of amazing crew, technicians, everything to each IMSA race. But you also then have folks back here at the factory following, helping, assisting in ways. What a better place to do all that from the mission control in here with all the seats, everything.
Yeah.
Boy, if it's really hot
pretty
and
amazing,
muggy,
huh?
you'd almost rather be here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, it's kind of like, it's funny, with all the new facilities and a lot of the existing facilities, they're upfitting them with these war rooms, mission controls, that type of thing. So It's great because the people that aren't actually at the racetrack can participate with the people at the racetrack. It actually also helps save on travel. There's some people that might not could travel, or it just saves overall travel. So you can get the same effect. You can have them participating from the factory or the facility versus being at the actual racetrack. So it works out great.
This is where folks come in and get their little workout on. I keep hearing you're coming in at like 3 a.m. each morning
Every day,
to do a
every
couple
day. Yeah.
hours, the 135-pound barbells here, dumbbells. But this is where you have your crews come in, get ready to service those M Hybrid V8s on pit lane. Tell me about this side. This is big enough to where you can tell there's a real commitment.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, like we talked about from this being a new facility, this is something that's very important in today's world of motorsports. Obviously, physical fitness, your pit crews, pit training, pit coach, physical fitness, all that type of stuff. So this was a very important element to the facility when we built it. Obviously, other people are doing the same thing in existing facilities. So it's as you can see, there's a big commitment here for this.
And you make this available not just for, quote, work purposes. I mean, you invite all your crew to come in, not that they can't go to local gyms if they don't want to, but just, hey, this can be your home, whether it's racing season or off season.
Oh, 100%. So, it's actually very important that everybody is paying attention to their physical fitness. So obviously, even if you're not a pit crew member, it's important to get in and get some sort of physical training every day, and we promote that within the organization and try to make sure people are taking advantage of this, like you and I should probably do.
I have no idea what you're perfect physical specimens like ourselves. But speaking of, there's one thing in here that might be my favorite thing I've ever seen at a racing shop, and that is Homer Simpson edition weights with the big donut weights. This is the best thing in the history of Earth.
Maybe an indicator of, if you're going to eat your donuts, you got to do that.
Yes.
Right? Exactly. So
I just wanted to eat the weights themselves.
If you're going to eat the donuts, you got to work out every day.
Okay, so I can't eat the, all right. Yes. That just made me hungry. The fat guy, come on now. Cold plunge, infrared sauna. This looks like some sort of torture device, but I love that. But this isn't just about lifting weights and treadmills and cardio. These are all the things that you would see if you're watching Hard Knocks or whatever else. So pro athletes, you probably did some of this when you were playing
I was
football.
a training room All-American. I was in the training room a lot, yes sir, yeah. So obviously this is part of the overall physical fitness program, is they have something like this, like you mentioned, a cold tub, the Relax, Rejuvenate, and Renew booth there, which would be great for us too. But this is part of, obviously, demanding season. You have a lot of injuries. You have a lot of injury prevention that you have to do. So this is the type room where that all happens.
So Jay, here we are, shop floor with these glorious BMWs. Tell me about being down here, in and among your people. So you're the president of RLL. That comes with some assumptions that you're up in an office and barking orders and on the phone all day. You're a team guy. I know that from your history. This is where you love to be. Tell me about the culture here. These cars have to be built to perfection, go out and run, win races. I know you'd rather not hear about reports at the end of the day from your various managers and technicians. Tell me about spending time down here with your people. I know you love this.
Well, this is amazing. It's funny, you have to almost consciously make a lap every day, because you're right, you do end up getting stuck in your office because there's so many things going on. There's the business and the sport has changed some than how it used to be, but this is the funnest part of the day. Come out, see the cars, see the team, see all the hard work that they put into what we do. The craftsmanship is spectacular. We got a really great group of people here, and obviously the BMW team won at Road America a few weeks ago, defending champs at the Battle of the Brickyard. So we're excited about this weekend, and we're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
And I also love that down here, Jay, you have the bays, right? This is where these M Hybrid V8s live, primary cars, spare cars, all kinds of good stuff going on. But if you need to wrap the vehicles, if you need to redo, touch anything up, you can do that here, you do that here. You need to roll across into setup work, you can do that. You need to pull the Bosch hybrid content, whether it's on the battery side, the motor generator unit, whatever these things might be, you can come over here, cordon off space, work on all of that. You've done that to give yourself space here. This flat patch that we see here is phenomenal, but I love the multi-purpose angle of this. In some large factories like this, it's very compartmentalized.
Right.
We do this thing here, then you do that over there.
Yeah.
You guys decided, you know what, we could do about 10 different things in here, keep it all local. I like that as well. You're keeping movement somewhat limited and focused.
Yeah, it's obviously very much of an open concept, which is, I guess, kind of newer, the new thing. But yeah, you certainly can work on the cars in here, get them set up, get them ready to go. You roll them out the door here, you turn to the left, you head down the aisle, which we'll see in a minute, and go to the transporters where they're at. So everything is very, again, it's a beautiful facility, but it's also very practical, very functional.
Lighting as well.
Very well lit, like we talked about earlier. It's a really great place to work. I mean, you walk in every day and it's like, there's an ah factor to it, again, because of the way it's ergonomically correct. That was good, right?
That's a $10 word.
That's a big word for me.
For a $5.
Ergonomically correct. It was, built with winning races and doing the right thing in mind, which is why we're all obviously here, which is a really great thing.
Jay, we're here in the stores room. This is where spare parts, everything needed, servicing these vehicles. You go through parts and pieces throughout a season. You also service items that get worn out a little bit. Here we see the tail structure from one of the M Hybrid V8s. And I love that we see here this little anti-pitting, right?
Yeah.
This little thicker film that gets applied. This will be done fresh application before each race to keep all the rocks that get thrown from the tire from pitting and braking, but just this little bit of serviceability that you see going on. You bring in the spares, you get everything ready, fully functional place as well.
Yeah, well, that's a good example of a little work up front saves more work and expense on the back end, right? When you think of the anti-pitting tape that goes on there, so that's kind of something new. Yeah, it's amazing. There's routine maintenance that goes on after every event, obviously, and then there's also where you need a lot of spares sometimes. So you have to have a lot of spares. You got to be prepared. Obviously, this is a championship race-winning type organization, and this is part of what you have to do to be that. So we've got basically everything we need here to service cars on a weekly basis, and then also if there's something more catastrophic that happens, we are prepared for that too.
And not just one spare, but two or three or five or whatever it might be, because it's one thing if we're doing 6 hours of race, 24 hours of racing, oh boy, it's almost like an assembly line sometimes, new noses, new tails, whatever it is, but
you got to be ready.
All of those get prepared in advance.
Yes.
Make sure everything fits, everything is ready to slide on, everything is done properly. You have all of the wrapping, the paint, like everything has to look perfect, like it was the first and one and only piece on the car, even if it's the seventh.
Yeah, there's that whole saying about when you look your best, the best look at you, right? So that's a perfect example of that.
No one's ever said that to me, but I now have something
I
to
think you
aspire
look great.
towards.
Yeah, it's awesome. You look good. No, it's this is a very important room. Obviously, when we came out of the floor, this is part of the hallway that you go down to go into the transporters. And there's, it's easy access for the teams to come to get what they need. They go right back to the floor, assemble, disassemble, whatever they got to do. So again, a very functional part of the facility.
So we have amazing BMWs rolling down the hall here.
They're ready to go. They're ready to be loaded. That's a good thing.
You have like a little remote control to do that? That would be kind of fun.
That would be really cool.
One-to-one scale, M Hybrid V8. Yeah. This is awesome though. I love the idea, I love the visual, Jay, of we are prepared and ready.
Ready to go.
Let's push out, right, and get onto the transporters. I also love the visuals from my time working for teams of you just busted your behind. Things were really hard. Yeah. And these things are still a little bit dirty and beaten up. Let's take them out and bring them back and love on them and get them back in great shape again. So whether it's heading out, heading back in, I love this pathway. And then also, you could have a football game in here if you wanted to, Jay.
It's kind of like, this is kind of like the car coming through the tunnel at the Coliseum.
Yes.
So the football player's running out, so the car comes through the tunnel, getting ready to be loaded up, right? So, and from a team perspective, it's always really cool because when you're loading up the cars, obviously you're ready to go. right? So that work's been done. You're excited to go to the racetrack. That's next. So it's a cool time once the cars are set up, ready to go, prepared, get loaded on the transporters. That's kind of a high five with the team, obviously, and then the next step is unloading them at the racetrack and go and show them what you got.
So we're going to have Battle on the Bricks taking place here shortly. Again, cars going in, everything going in, going to be moving to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, setting up. But you see here, this is all the support equipment. Now, between races, everything comes out, right? It's not just the cars, it's everything else. And so a lot of the questions we get is like, well, hey, we know what you do at the racetrack for those 3 or 4 days, but what the heck do you do if there's a month between races, or you guys must get bored. Well, the truth of the matter is, you are inspecting every little cart, every tugger, fuel rigs.
All of it.
To be honest, there's never enough time, even if there's a big gap between races or during the off season. We spoke about spares. So here are your crash carts. Beneath the covers here, it is fully prepared noses, tails, and parts and pieces, wheels to inspect. You've got everything here that effectively, again, comes out, gets inspected, always kept in a high state of preparation, right? Because you think of not just BMW, but all of the partners involved in your programs. They don't want to see any scratches or smudges. They want perfection. So can you talk to that part? Because it goes well beyond just those four-wheeled machines.
Right. Well, think about it. So you see four tractor trailers here, right? 4 transporters for 2 cars, right? So obviously 2 cars can fit in 1 transporter, theoretically, right? So all the other transporters are, the engineering room to the carrying all the spares, all the other pit equipment. If you've seen obviously you've all seen an IMSA race, the pit boxes and these condos that they now have that have become like these apartment buildings. Well, obviously they have to be hauled and transported and assembled and disassembled, and you bring them back here and you do the same thing with them again.
The RLL Airbnb setup.
Right, yeah, I mean, they're huge, right? So it's ours, the BMW one is, I mean, if you're at the bottom, you can hardly see people on the top, and there's people all around and you're not sure where they're at. And it's kind of like being at home, right? So yeah, it's pretty amazing. So the logistics of motorsports in general are quite amazing, right? When you think of all the stuff that are transported, the unsung heroes of the sport are the guys and girls who drive these tractor trailers, the transporters every week. That's an amazing group of people.
Let's speak to that a little more, Jay, because we think again about the mechanics, the crew members, right? We see them talk about the gladiators going over the wall and changing tires and refueling. We know that. We respect them so heavily. But you just look over here, for example, crew uniforms. Yeah. Right? So these all have to come out. We'll admit that even though everyone has amazing hygiene, they are funky after a battle on the bricks.
A 6, 12-hour, 24-hour event. Yeah, they're
all need to get washed properly, organized, everyone's name in place.
Yeah.
It's all the little details which the average person doesn't get to see. I'm so thankful you're showing us all of this. So impressive to see what Bobby Rahal, David Letterman, Mike Lanigan have built here. Key part about this too, everything's brand new. This is meant to last for a long time though. Not just super modern, but built with an eye towards years and decades into the future. This is something where RLL wants to stay in IMSA, and you are working to do that. So this is just a place where anyone can look at and see and realize there is a long-term commitment to IMSA by RLL.
100%. Obviously, it's a really good workout when we do the tour, right? We feel better. We got our steps in. Lots of steps, which is good. But yeah, like we talked about at the beginning, the commitment between Bobby, Mike, and Dave, you see it. You walk in this facility, there's a huge commitment for the future. There's a huge commitment for today, right? So we're really excited about the future. There's a lot of good things going on. Obviously, like we talked about with BMW, we had a phenomenal 18-year run. Obviously it was a really good thing. Excited about what we have to look forward in the future. There's a few things that we're working on. So excited to be in IMSA for many years to come.
Watch us this season on NBC and Peacock. Be sure to subscribe to IMSA on YouTube and enjoy our brand new IMSA Endurance Hour podcast. And if you're interested in digital activation in motorsports, visit IMSA.com/partnership.